After you set your rooftop unit on the roof using a small crane, you remove your slings and your shackle, and we're going to show you how to install the RTU-2500 Lift System and move your rooftop unit to your desired location. All rooftop unit systems are lifted using a crane with a shackle and a lifting sling, and all the pressure is put on the corner of the unit right here. So we devised our system to put pressure on the corner of the unit as well. This is our subframe bracket. It's 1/4 inch plate steel. We got two 5/16 holes here, and we have two 1/2 inch holes in the corner that are pre-drilled in this plate. We have two 1/2 inch studs, and we're going to mount this to the side of the rooftop unit rail here. These holes are always going to be here for your shackles. This hole's already drilled out, but it's not going to be in there. You're going to have to drill that hole with a hole saw that we're going to supply. So the first thing you need to do is you get 5/16 screws, and we're going to mount this plate. Now when you're mounting this plate, you want to be within a 1/2 inch to these pre-drilled shackle holes here. Now that the subframe bracket is temporarily mounted to the rooftop unit rail using two 5/16 self-tapping screws, we're now going to drill two 1/2 inch holes so we can secure the subframe bracket with 1/2 inch bolts. And after that's done, we supply you with an 1.75" hole saw. As you can see, this hole's already been drilled, but you're going to drill a hole right here so we can attach our reach nuts. Okay, these reach nuts, they're 1/2 inch steel and they're threaded with 1/2 inch on both sides. So we have this tool here that you screw it on one side of the reach nut, so you don't need a wrench in the back. You just have to put this in the back here. Start with the reach nut there. And we give you a 3/4 socket, and it self-tightens with that reach nut. You don't need anything in the back to hold it. You have to do the same thing to the other side. So you get your reach nut with two threaded 1/2 inch holes, and you get your tool, and you screw it in one of the reach nuts, one side of the reach nut. So it's going to look like that. Then you're going to fish it through the hole, like this. Line it up with the 1/2 inch, other side of the 1/2 inch reach nut. You don't have to screw it in all the way, just get it started. Then you take your reach nut tool out, and again, you don't need a socket in the back. It pre-tightens by itself. It self-tightens. Now you have a lifting plate. It's safe for when we attach all the other components, which I'm going to show you. We're going to show you how to put this post assembly onto the subframe bracket that we drilled into the side of the rail on the rooftop unit. All right. Post assembly here. We got the two 1/2 inch studs protruding out. We got flanged 1/2 inch nuts. You don't need any washers. They're flanged 1/2 inch nuts. You just start with your hand here like this. The other one. Start with the hand here like this. You just pull it down. Now up here, you don't want this touching the rooftop unit doing any damage. So we have a handle here with no pinch points. Your hand will be outside here. It's got a magnet. It's stainless steel and 1/2 inch rubber, 40 durometers. And you put this right inside here like this, so when it's in compression, it's not going to do any damage to the rooftop unit. We have 2 jack post assemblies. One's a dual caster, it's 10 inch, and we have a single wheel here jack post assembly. This is mounted on the compressor side, and the duals will be mounted on the air side. So when you're lining up the unit to go over the curb, you can line the system up very easily. So what we want to do now is we want to get this jack post assembly and line it in this post assembly. Okay? This goes in the holes here. We got some safety pins over here. Put them in here like this. And we do it to the bottom as well. We also have a ring here too, so you're not pulling on the cable when you're finished. You can just pull on this ring right here. Again, this is your safety pin right here. Put it right in here. So now the unit's attached. The jack post assembly is attached to the post assembly. It's not in compression yet, but we'll turn this a couple times. The unit's going to start lifting up, and now it's got compression onto the unit with this rubber pad. Like I said, it's 1/2 inch rubber pad and 40 durometers, so you're ready to move this unit to wherever you need to move it. We have 2 sets of tires. We have 10 inch dual wheel casters, and we have 18.5 inch single wheels. The single wheels must be in the front on the compressor section. Always mount the dual wheels on the air side here. And I'm going to show you, so when you're lining up to the curb, it's easy to maneuver it and line it right up to the curb with perfection. Okay, we have a 8.5 ton, 1,150 pound unit here. I want to go over some points here. You can do curb adapters. You can see right here on the rooftop unit rail here and the wheel down here, you probably have 12 inches. In the back, you have 8 inches. I'm going to set this on a curb that we have over here, and obviously you're going to have 2 people doing it, but I'm going to show you how easy I can do this and maneuver by myself. Okay, I'm going to show you how the 0 turning radius as well. And that's it. You just have to start lowering all 4 corners, lower down on the curb, and that's it. You have your air side here. You can look inside to make sure everything lines up on this rail here, because you don't want any air leakage. So you can maneuver this any way you want. Now that the system, your rooftop unit, is lined up over the curb, you just have to lower each corner down on both sides so it sets on the curb flush. After you're done, you pull all the pins out, unscrew the pieces right here for the post assembly. They all can be lowered through a roof hatch, so you don't need a crane again after you're done disassembling it. Again, our system does 2,500 pounds,
And that's it. Give us a call if you have any questions.